Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about how to properly store fresh cabbage, both in the refrigerator and in the cellar. Cabbage is a versatile vegetable that can be used in a variety of dishes, but it can also be tricky to store. If not stored properly, cabbage can quickly spoil and become limp or discolored. In this video, I'm going to share my tips and tricks for keeping your cabbage fresh for as long as possible. I'll cover everything from choosing the right cabbage to storing it in the ideal conditions. So, whether you're a seasoned cook or just starting out, this video is for you. Let's get started. When selecting a cabbage for storage, look for one that is firm and heavy for its size. The leaves should be crisp and tightly packed, with no signs of wilting or damage. Avoid cabbages with brown spots, cracks, or soft spots. Wrap it up. Wrap the cabbage tightly in plastic wrap or aluminum foil. This will help to prevent moisture loss and keep the cabbage fresh. Store in the crisper drawer. The crisper drawer is the ideal place to store cabbage in the refrigerator. It is designed to maintain high humidity, which will help to keep the cabbage crisp. Keep it cool. The ideal temperature for storing cabbage is between 32 and 36 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 and 2 degrees Celsius. Find a cool, dark place. The ideal location for storing cabbage in a cellar is a cool, dark place with good ventilation. A root cellar or basement would be ideal. Keep it dry. Make sure the area where you are storing the cabbage is dry. Excess moisture can lead to spoilage. Store on a shelf or in a crate. Do not store cabbage directly on the floor. Instead, store it on a shelf or in a crate to allow for air circulation. Check regularly. Check the cabbage regularly for signs of spoilage, such as wilting, discoloration, or mold. Cabbage can be stored for up to 2 months in the refrigerator and up to 6 months in a cellar. If you notice any signs of spoilage, cut away the affected area and use the rest of the cabbage as soon as possible. Cabbage can be frozen, but it will lose some of its crispness. To freeze cabbage, core it and cut it into wedges. Blanch the wedges in boiling water for 2 minutes, then cool them in ice water. Drain the wedges and pack them into freezer bags. Frozen cabbage can be stored for up to 10 months. By following these tips, you can keep your cabbage fresh and crisp for weeks or even months. Enjoy! The first step to storing fresh cabbage is to harvest it properly. This means cutting the head of cabbage from the stalk, leaving a few inches of stem attached. Be careful not to damage the outer leaves, as these will help protect the cabbage during storage. Once the cabbage is harvested, it should be cleaned and dried. Remove any dirt or debris from the outer leaves, and then pat the cabbage dry with a clean towel. The refrigerator is a good option for short-term storage of fresh cabbage. When stored in the refrigerator, cabbage will typically last for 1 to 2 weeks. To store cabbage in the refrigerator, wrap it in a plastic bag or container and place it in the crisper drawer. There are a few things to keep in mind when storing cabbage in the refrigerator. Do not wash the cabbage before storing it. This can cause the cabbage to spoil more quickly. Keep the cabbage away from other fruits and vegetables. Some fruits and vegetables, such as apples and bananas, release ethylene gas, which can cause the cabbage to spoil more quickly. Check the cabbage regularly for signs of spoilage. If the cabbage starts to turn brown or soft, it is time to throw it away. The cellar is a good option for long-term storage of fresh cabbage. When stored in a cool, dark, and humid environment, cabbage can last for several months. To store cabbage in the cellar, wrap it in a damp cloth or newspaper and place it in a wooden crate or box. There are a few things to keep in mind when storing cabbage in the cellar. Make sure the cellar is well ventilated. This will help prevent the cabbage from molding. Check the cabbage regularly for signs of spoilage. If the cabbage starts to turn brown or soft, it is time to throw it away. Here are a few additional tips for storing fresh cabbage. Do not store cabbage in a plastic bag. This can trap moisture and cause the cabbage to spoil more quickly. Do not store cabbage in a warm or humid environment. This can also cause the cabbage to spoil more quickly. If you are storing cabbage for a long period of time, you may want to consider blanching it first. This will help to preserve the cabbage's flavor and texture. By following these tips, you can help to ensure that your fresh cabbage stays fresh and delicious for as long as possible.